So let's talk about measuring liquids with milliliters and liters. When you're looking at different items that can hold liquid, you might think about a dropper, like for medicines, or sometimes these are used for gardening, things like that. But most of the time we see them for medicine. And a dropper can hold about a milliliter, or it's measured in milliliters, like you saw in the video on the previous slide. A glass is also measured in milliliters because it's not as big as a liter. So anything below a liter is going to be measured in milliliters. Keep that in mind. And then a drink bottle, like a one of these things, or Gatorade or a Powerade or anything like that, it says a sports bottle is going to hold 1,000 milliliters. 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. Right? So this is another type of measurement that we're using. So this question is asking you, suppose you drink a glass of orange juice. Did you drink about 4 milliliters or 300 milliliters of orange juice? So a glass of orange juice, which one would it be closer to? 4 droppers or a glass? Well, it would be closer to a glass. So we would say about 300 milliliters because our example says a glass holds about 250. So did we drink 4 milliliters or 300 milliliters? I'm going to say about, let me make this a full sentence. We would have had about 300 milliliters. Make sure it's a little M, big L, because a glass is larger than a dropper. Okay? So that's a good explanation for this question. The rest of these, let's look at them real quick. It says choose the unit you would use to measure each container's capacity, right? Milliliter or liter. So we need to think about these containers and say, okay, is it something I could fill with a dropper or something I would fill with a sports bottle? Kind of get those comparisons going in your head. So for this one, this is a spoon. I'm thinking milliliter, right? How about this bottle of soda or juice? I'm going to go liter because we see those in the store and we have 2-liter bottles. How about a tea kettle? Milliliter or liter? Well, tea kettles are pretty big. You can fill them up pretty well. So I'm going to go with a liter. How about a cooking pan? This one looks like a big saucepan. So I would say liter. How about a coffee cup? Milliliter. It'd take a whole bunch of droppers, but again, it's smaller than a liter, so it's like measuring a glass, okay? Smaller than a liter, so it's going to be milliliters. How about a fish tank? That's definitely liter. All right, here we go. Ginger pours punch into 3 1-liter bottles. Choose the metric unit to measure the liquid volume in each bottle, right? Milliliter or liter. Now remember, if it's less than a liter, then you measure in milliliters. So this one is full. So it's going to be a liter because it's a 1-liter bottle. This one's not full. So she had to have measured that in milliliters. And this one is not full. So again, had to measure in milliliters. All right, go on to the next slide and give it a try. Think about the fact that if it's less than a liter, you measure in milliliters. And then explain your thinking when it asks you to. This next one is problem solving. So it's going to lead you through figuring out how to explain why you would measure in a liter or a milliliter. Okay, so work those out and then check your work at the bottom.